Hey there, Blade fans. Welcome back to the big reveal, and I do mean big, large, overbuilt knife by CMB. And the box is interesting. That they give you a nice Pelican style plastic case for this knife. And I'm going to pop it open in a moment. However, what's interesting here is that they had a white label stuck to it, giving the name of the knife and the model on the outside. I thought it looked kind of, detracting from the case. So I peeled it off, but there was a lot of glue left. So I tried alcohol, then I tried acetone, and guess what? Yeah, the acetone started melting the nice ABS case. So I did a little bit of customization here and took some Talon grip material, doctored it up. So actually it looks pretty nice. But let's take a look at what's inside and see if we can give you just a little more room. Aha! There we have it. And it is a nice custom case. I like the way they fit the knife in there. Because of the size, they put it on an angle. And we're going to look at one other thing before we show you more about the knife. They give you a nice challenge coin. Look at that. And this is a very cool one. So this is PMP Knives Alpha Smilodon. Some say Smilodon. He doesn't look like he's smiling though. And there's the tail side, or we could call it the claw side. And the designer is Vitesse, V-I-T-E-S-S-E, and I wouldn't have known that were it not for the coin. So very cool. Let's put all of the extras aside and take a look at the business here. Here is the CMB Alpha Smilodon, not just the Smilodon, but the Alpha. The main tiger in the pack. And yes, Smilodon was a saber-toothed tiger back in the prehistoric days. Look at that nice stonewash finish. Now, some people saw the Jim Skelton video on the prototype. This is not quite as pretty in that regard as the prototype, which had a satin finish. I'm not sure if these are going to be available in a satin finish. Of the several models that were available at White Mountain, they were all stonewashed to the best of my knowledge. And this one is in a flame anno. You can see the flame there. It's pretty dark gray handle, so kind of tough to pick up the flaming on it, but I've got a few knives by Bestech that have a similar flame job on them. The Exploit was the one I was thinking of. This is a monster knife. Look at that. I got, oh God, almost 2 inches left, 1.5 on the handle, and we're going to compare it to some other jumbo sized knives in a moment as well. Here is the branding on it, Alpha Smilodon, and here we have the steel, which is, yes, M390. The blade seems to be a bit shorter than the handle. Let's check that and look at the drop on that. Guillotine, watch your fingers. Yeah, well, we've got a good inch left over of handle over the size of that blade. And there is a ball bearing carbide, I believe, ball glass breaker with a support. Nicely anchored in. Titanium handle, flipper only, very abbreviated flipper with jimping on 2 sides, and very easy to open, but breaks. Look at that drop again. No rattle, and I don't think I can shake it free, which is kind of actually good. I prefer not. A very well placed thumb ramp there. Your thumb fits right in, and we've got some frag style jimping to go along with the frag style handle, and that frag pattern kind of blends into the smoothness on both the top and the bottom of the handle. Comfortable and fairly thin. And speaking of dimensions, let me see if we can get an overall length on this beast of 9, I'm going to call it 9 3/4, with a blade just shy of 4 inches, call it a 3.9, with a cutting edge about 3.85, something like that. All right. Blades, or the caliper set to millimeters, so let's do millimeters. 3.9, let's make sure that's accurate. 4.0 actually. A little thinner here, I was grabbing it where it was chamfered, but right up here, that seems to be the max thickness. I'm getting a 3.9 again. I'm not going to fidget with it too much. We're going to call it a 4 millimeter. You want to call it a 3.9, you can as well. If we go to inches, we got 0.15. And let's get it at the widest point of the handle, 0.54. So for a large knife, it is rather slim. Big slim. Let's close it up and check the weight. Whoa, yes, 8 point. It's dancing around. 8.11. Not light, but not small either. Did they do any milling on the inside? Let's see. Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yep. Lots of bridge work going on in there. Not too wide a slot, so it's hard to see, but yeah, there's plenty of milling going on in there. And that removes some weight. Who knows what it would have been, 10 ounces, 9 ounces without the weight relieving. Again, a slim but tall handle. And nicely stonewashed, you're not going to worry about scratching up that blade. This is a working knife, in my estimation. And, let's see, just happen to have some paper over on the side here. And I'm feeling, yep, well, working sharp. Not crazy sharp, but working sharp. And the grind, it's like 60%. Flat grind. Drop point, almost kind of a little bit of a stubby tip, but that's because of this drastic upturn here. You've got a pronounced forward belly, and you've got a gradual belly through the rest of it, right up to that nice sharpening choil. Pretty well defined plunge grind. And let's look again at the centering. Yep, perfect. White Mountain was asking $270 for this monster, and you can get 10% off, $27 off, by using my discount code Old Sword. Let's see how it stacks up against this big guy, which is the Cold Steel Formax Scout. Another brute of a knife. And this one's got even a longer handle, as you can see. And the blade right in there about the same, with a similar drop to it. Not as pronounced a forward belly as the Alpha Smilodon, but roughly the same blade. Another big guy is the Max Ace Goliath Bowie, Goliath 2 Bowie, and we can see that It is slightly longer and does seem to have, yeah, at least about a ½ inch longer blade. Blade on this for the handle again isn't that long, although the overall effect of the knife, the impression, is quite large. Beautiful drop shot on that one as well. Alright, well, for some real world comparison, there's the Griptilian. Check it out. Is it larger than a Griptilian? I think, yeah, just a little bit. And another standard around here is the Rat 1 for comparisons. And the Rat 1 is looking a little bit like a baby. It's a good overall 1.5 inches or better, shorter overall. And the blade, however, see, is still a little shorter, but coming up on it. Another look around. Yeah, well, the impression is that this is a large knife. Plenty of handle for the task. You can hold it back here. You want to get a little chopping done. I don't know that I'd baton a folding knife, but maybe you'd be able to do that. We have gentle swale in here. Cuts off sharp there and then cuts off again. So we've got these two facets on the end and a very nice size finger groove. The orientation of these two fingers is quite nice for doing push cuts. Could you hold it with the point down? Yeah. You'd have to come way up here to cap it, but then that would be sticking you in the joint of the thumb, so I wouldn't. One thing we hadn't looked at and discussed is the clip. And you see a nice ceramic ball there. Get a little bit of drag in and out of the pocket, but the tension isn't too crazy. Anytime you got a pattern like that frag pattern, you're going to get a little bit of drag, but the ball should help, although many times it doesn't. It actually is worse than putting a ramp on there. And you can see we got two standoffs raising the level of the clip up, so the clip is straight and parallel with the handle, not angled down. That's going to help a little bit with thicker clothing, and it's probably why they did it. And looks like it's switchable. I haven't tried it. Could it be switchable? Probably not, because it's angling in the wrong direction. You flip it to the other side, it's going to be angling in that direction. Or let's see, flip it over. No, it's going to be angling this way. That's the problem. So I did not notice whether it came with an extra clip. I don't believe it did. Nothing else in the box here. Nice spot for the coin. There's your challenge coin again. Very cool. And let's pack her all up. Goes clip side down. Nice presentation. There you have it. The PMP Alpha Smilodon. Hope you enjoy this video. Take the time to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care now.